all is sufficient for me and for my family. So while where we really want to be, having the physical facility, happy and prosperous, and this is possible only with the right identification of the required physical facility and availability or production of more than required physical facility. Yes. With this, I will be having this feeling of prosperity. Now, already we have discussed this one yesterday. If this particular clarity is not there about what I am, that I am a human being, I am the consciousness, and this body is my instrument. If this is not there, I assume myself to be a body. In fact, till we attended this, in fact, that was for me also, till we attended this UHE workshop, we think ourselves to be a body. Hardly we know anything about the consciousness. Since body requires materials, we try to fulfill this need of self through the materials. Then what happens here? I'm assuming myself to be a body, means human being to be a body, means self is equal to body. The need of the self is happiness, for example, respect. This respect now I try to derive through the physical facets, for example, the clothes, food. So many times I take the picture of that and try to put that on some social media and just check how many likes are there. So now, similarly, the clothes, through the clothes, I try to fulfill the need of the self, but since this need is continuous, I make an assumption this is required unlimited, and now with this starts accumulation of the physical facility unlimited. Whatever amount of the physical facility I am having, I still feel deprived. Now I start making the effort for the physical facility, sometimes by any means. I am really able to have it accumulate lot of, but still that feeling of the deprivation doesn't go. I think whatever I am having is not sufficient for me. I keep on making these efforts. This is a loop. Check if you are caught up in this loop. So this is, again, we can say gross misunderstanding number 2 is that the resources are less than our need. This is the only earth which you are having, and it has got ample natural resources. But the way we are trying to extract, it is feared that the entire petrol product, this stock will be over in another 200 to 300 years. So we are going for these electrical vehicles, etc., etc. If we just take the case of this food, that this is the United Nations data from 2011. Whatever food produced, out of that 1/3 is lost. Global food production is 6 times the requirement. Out of that 1/3 is lost, and whatever food that is lost, if that can be preserved, that is sufficient to feed 1,300 crore people per year. But in spite of this, you can say at one corner of this world, a child goes to the sleep hungry. In fact, we can just check through the Google how many children are dying because of hunger. So what is the problem here? What is the question? To have understood the human needs, right utilization, is it a question of production, distribution, relationship? Is it a question of the right understanding? And if it is a question of the right understanding, it is a question of education samskar. So right utilization of the physical facility, what may happen is that indulgence, because now happiness from the sensations, or sometimes what may happen, the other extreme, renunciations. But what is required is right utilization with relationship and order. We'll have to find out what is the purpose with right understanding, transformation to the human consciousness, right utilization with relationship in order in the family and for the body. But if this part is not there, I will try to go for this indulgence, try to fulfill this need of the self through this test, etc. Overindulgence may happen. Obesity, in fact, what is the reason for the obesity? Somebody is not able to control this need for becoming happy through the test, and somewhere this overeating is causing that obesity problem. So this obsession for indulgence, sensual pleasure, that is causing these health issues. So sum up, we can say, so this I will just stop. Let us go for the next session. Yes. The next one is the program for health. This first part is to be able to see that my need of the physical facilities is limited, and with that there are two programs. One is program for the prosperity, and second is program for self-regulation and health. So we are going through this and we are trying to explore harmony in the human being, health and the prosperity. So again, this human being coexistence. Yes.
Sir, you have given some data regarding food waste and all.
Yes.
What is the source of this data?
That is UN based data.
But that seems little confusing. We are producing 6 times. If you want one, we are producing 6.
Yes.
Out of that 6,
Mhm.
2 is wasted.
Yes.
Because 1/3 is wasted.
Yes. Yes.
And 4 is being utilized.
Yes.
And wasted 2 is being
Huh.
benefit twice of the existing world population.
Yes, yes.
How is it possible?
That is UN based data, and that is being stored. Different countries they are storing, and lot of that is being used to make products like liquor, etc. It is being used for different purposes, stored. If you see, in fact, even India, can say, I'm not sure that number, but maybe India has this food stock which will be sufficient for maybe next some 10 years, 20 years. So there are, we can say, different countries for their population as a part of the safety they are storing. So this is a UN data, and all this is, we can say, is well researched. We can check, and if required we'll be providing you some papers. Okay, so it is, that's why you can say it is taken from the UN data provided. It's available on their website also. In fact, if we just check, even before the human being arrived on this earth, whatever is required for his survival is available. Food is available, air is available, water is available. And in fact, for many of them there is a cycle. The carbon dioxide cycle is there, water cycle is there. For example, somebody is staying near the sea or near the river, for them water will be available. What about these trees, animals and humans who are in the interior? So this rain cycle is available. So everything available, you can see. If you see this harmony in the nature, we'll try to explore that. But now what is happening, human being without right understanding, we are assuming that my need is unlimited. We are trying to exploit this. In fact, you have heard the word Stephen Hawking. He had come to India some time back, and then he was asked, what are the 5 major problems facing the mankind today? He had said pollution, then the chances of the nuclear war, and then all these things. And then he was asked, what is the solution for this? He said that we should invest, we should put all our money in the research and find out some other planet so that we can go and stay there. But can that means he is telling that is the severity of the problem. So when we start this, you can say there are different layers of this particular issue, but what I can do, I can decide for myself and I can decide what program I should have for me and for my family. If I can start from there. Okay. So let us come back to this, that human being coexistence of self and the body. So we have seen this also. So now the second part, that is feeling of the self-regulation. The self has this responsibility, okay, to maintain the health of the body. So feeling of that responsibility towards the body for nurturing, protection and right utilization of the body. This is the feeling of self-regulation. Health of the body is body acts according to the self and parts of the body are in harmony. The human body is an orderly system, a harmony. It has a definite conduct because body is the material one. The cells in the body work together in harmony with each other, participate in the larger order to form the tissues, organs and organ systems. The I, that is self, consciousness, have to ensure the continuity of that harmony, at least not disturb it. If I have a feeling of responsibility towards the body, I do what is required for fulfilling that responsibility. When the child is born, generally the body is in harmony. The child grows 5 years, 10 years, then 20 years, and somewhere when the self is not able to fulfill this responsibility, some disharmony in the body is created. The modern day we say this diabetics and blood pressure. Almost 30-40% of the population is having one of these two. And the reason for this one is that this feeling of the self-regulation, this responsibility towards the body, this is not being fulfilled. But if I have this feeling of responsibility towards the body, I will do what is required for fully fulfilling that responsibility, for staying healthy. Then what can be my program? My program is proper intake and routine, then labor and exercise, and then the postures for regulating internal and external body organs and regulated breathing. This intake includes all that we take through our senses. Intake means we take the food, that is also there, but intake includes air, water, sunlight, food. As we know, the body requires sunlight, so that's why during the corona period, doctor were telling us that at least for half an hour you go to the terrace because body needs this sunlight, air, water, food, and along with this, we also have the feelings and thoughts in response to the outside events, circumstances. So to maintain the health, how the food should be? The food should be nutritious, digestible, tasty and excretable. But many times what is our only concern? That it should be tasty. Sometimes we know that it may be harmful to the body, but still that taste, we are governed by that taste, and for the sensual pleasures many times we take the food which may not be, we can say, good for the body. Intake of the water in right amount and at the right time. In fact, as one party was sharing, we are having this SIP, Students Induction Program, and after continuation of that, to have this contact every Wednesday and Thursday on YouTube. These follow-up sessions for SIP are held. Out of that, on Fridays, Friday session 7:30 to 8:30, it is for health. And during one of the sessions, means that for 1 hour, the you can say that the session is taken by one Ayurvedic doctor. He is also connected with UHV resource person, and almost for 1 hour discussion only about the water, what type of water, how to drink, what type of water is good for the body, and etc. That discussion was there. So intake of the water in right amount at the right time, daily exposure to fresh air and sunlight. In fact, doctors tell us to go for walking and preferably in the morning, because in the morning amount of oxygen means air is more saturated with the oxygen, and all of us know the importance of the oxygen for the brain. So morning, that is possible. So daily exposure to fresh air and sunlight, awareness of the choice of the food as above and how much to eat, sensation of the fullness, avoiding the distractions while taking the food. Family can should sit together, but nowadays what we see, what happens, that the TV switch on that some serial is going on and family members are eating at hotels, in the college canteen. It is a very normal scene that somebody is eating and at the same time watching the mobile. So for example, now what happens, whatever we are seeing, focusing on the meal or watching the TV, playing the games on the mobile, etc., and hearing a part of the arguments with the others. So family can have the at least dinner together by switching off the TV and instead of that discussing with each other. So proper intake. Second is the routine. In this, now this circadian rhythm is there. The body responds to the solar cycle. This helps in setting a harmonious daily routine. We'll discuss this. Then rhythm with the season wise food, etc. And then the body life cycle wise, childhood, youth and old age. So this is the circadian rhythm. Our body is a part of the nature. And this cycle tells us what can be our daily routine. For example, we can start from, you can say here, this is 6 a.m. around say sunrise. The best time to get up is before this wake up time. We start from somewhere here, then 6 we can say, then after getting up we can go washroom, then have the bath, etc., all these things, fresh up. Somewhere here you can say 7 to 8, so I can say like this, we can have the breakfast. This is around 10 a.m. Around 12 p.m. or 12 noon in the afternoon, the sun is directly above head. The Agni in stomach is at the highest, and that is the proper time to have the lunch so that it can be digested. Then this is 2 p.m. somewhere that absorption and assimilation will happen. Somewhere this is the time for sunset. The proper time for having the dinner is after this 7 8. But now our lifestyles have changed. Maybe we are working, but then at least we should have that one before 9 p.m., not after that. This around you can say 10 p.m. or before 10 p.m. That is a proper time to go to bed. And then after you can say 10 p.m. somewhere after we go to the sleep, around body requires around 2 hours to go to the deep sleep. If we go to the bed by 10 p.m., maybe around 12 in the night, body will go into deep sleep, and at which now the liver gets, I can say, the process in the liver they get activated. The process detox and repair that starts. The processing, the food processing and then repairing of the tissues in the body happens. And now at the end of this, the waste is generated in the body, which is ready for to be removed. Wake up, we go to the washroom and remove that waste from the body. This can be a cycle. This is a very natural cycle, and if we follow this cycle very naturally, we can have the health in the body. But now what has happened many times, our you can say dinner times have shifted 9 10 beyond that, and many times entire families awake maybe up to 10 10:30 11 11:30. Everybody is busy, not really doing any productive work, and when they go to sleep around maybe 12, then after that another 2 hours somewhere here that process will start. Doesn't get sufficient time for that process to complete. Some impurities remain in the body, and over a period of time they cause some such problems, some disharmony in the body. So just by following this rhythm, we can have health of the body. So any question about this? In fact, when this SIP was going on is online, and many times students keep the phone on the speaker. One times one student shared that her father was also listening to this, and this particular session was going on. He heard this, and then he remembered that yes, he said in my childhood, means his father, means that students' grandfather used to tell them that we must have the dinner before 9 p.m. He said somewhere, I had forgotten, but from today onwards, we'll have the dinner before this 9 p.m. So this is what she shared. Yes. I can check what time I'm doing all these activities. I can check for myself. I can share this with my son, with my daughter, with my family members, and try to have this shared. Yes, any question here? Yes. Remaining awake late in the night is not good for the body. Body is a part of the nature, and it follows, as it is written here, body responds to the solar cycle. Yes. Any question here? Yes. So labor. So next part is labor. A farmer may be working in the farm, so his body, you can say, gets lot of, you can say, movements. The body, you can see, if the body is a material, it is a machine. Even you can say normal, you can say these machines. For example, if you don't use our car for one, it is simply standing at one place for 1 month, 2 months, we know that many parts actually get jammed. Similarly is the case with the body. Body requires adequate movements, and if I am a farmer, if I am a worker in some factory, then maybe you can say my work is such that my body gets the required movements. But if I am a professor, or you can say I am some officer, and then I can say this, I may not get this during, can say, as a part of my work. But in that case, definitely at home, I can do certain, we can say, labor. For example, sweeping and sweeping at least your room, house or hostel, kitchen gardening, cycling to your college and back. So like this, some such work I can do at home. This will also help our family members, and basically it will ensure adequate movement of the body parts. In addition to this, I can do some exercise, for example, jogging outdoors, weight training, I can join some gym, exercise, cycling, and then some such activities to ensure the adequate movement of the body. In addition to this, I can go for these postures for regulating internal external exams is yoga and pranayama, regulated breathing, and through this I can try to maintain the harmony, the health of the body. But in spite of this, sometimes there can be some disharmony because of the pollution, etc. But then for bringing the body back from harmony, you can bring the body back to the harmony from the temporary disharmony. Many times I can use the home remedies. In fact, whatever ingredients we use in the kitchen, many of them have medicinal properties. I can make use of that. If sometimes if the problem is more severe, that maybe this part because of medicine, Whereas sometimes treatment means maybe a problem is more severe, for it, then in that case I may need some drug machine to perform a body function. For example, insulin, dialysis, ventilator, pacemaker, etc. etc. So with this means what is a program? That this first part is a program for staying healthy, and if at all in spite of this, if there is some disharmony, I can take help of the medicine or treatment to bring the body back to harmony. So this is the program. Many times, in fact, when we talk about this physical facilities, money, etc., especially after the corona, this question used to be there, sir, what about then this money required for if somebody from the home is there in the hospital and like this. But even during the corona period, we have seen not everybody who had lot of money could be saved. It was basically, you can say, a problem of respiratory system, and the people who had good immunity were already doing this yoga pranayama. Their body responded well, even if they are infected, they took less time to recover. Many times I think about money which will be required if one of my family member gets admitted. The costs are very high. But then, how much amount then I can save for that? Can I see that if I have this program, and of course with this maybe I will save the money or I will take the insurance policies, then my dependence on that will be less. If this program is not there, then definitely required amount will more. I don't know how much is required. So as a part of my program, I can have both, but I will start with this. This program is there, plus with that, I will be making some saving. I can have the insurance, I can say that mediclaim policy, so that at least for that particular part, I will feel prosperous. Yes, if somebody, unfortunately, if something like this happens, then I have got adequate insurance. Can that be my program? It is, I can say this is one and this is two, or it should be only two. Yes. Are you able to see that the food which I take, food is to be nutritious, digestible, tasty, and waste is acceptable? That should be the food which I am choosing. Yes.
All these diseases what you have discussed, and they come, I mean, without any, whether they follow all the food habits also, they may get sick. Because some people have
But if, yes, I got it. But if I follow this, the chances are less.
somebody will be born with a small kidney so that they may get affected after some age.
But how many we can say, if you see the person normally, we can say, that's why I can say, I use the word normally, when the child is born, the body is in harmony. As the child grows up, then young one you can say, and then middle age, and then the old age. And when one such program is not there, some such disharmony will be there. But when I follow this program, of course this is, we can say, one part, and also harmony in the self is that my imagination. In fact, if you see almost the officers which are working at higher level, percentage of this either diabetics or sugar is more in them, because that stress level. But now if I am in harmony, if I am able to understand these problems will also reduce. In fact, in one of these volunteers meeting, there is one volunteer, he said, sir, I had this blood pressure, but then after I joined that exercise 1, 2, and slowly as I start exploring, observing myself, my stress level got reduced to, you can say, so much that my BP is almost normal. And then for observing for certain time, doctor told me that now you can even discontinue these tablets if you want, and it's this is a magic, he said. Then our mentor said, yes, it is very nice that now you can discontinue tablets, but you consult a doctor. But this is not a magic. This is as per certain rule. As your stress level in the sense the self is lesser, the stress in the self, this disharmony in the self has some effect on the body. And with yourself in harmony, the body also will be, it doesn't take much time for the body to be in harmony. For example, if I am very angry, sometimes if people are very angry, we see their body, their eyes become red, and you can say sometimes even they start vibrating, because that disharmony in the body has some effect on the body. Disharmony in the self, sorry. Yes. Any question about this? Do we require one such program for us or not? Yes. With this, by chance, if there is any medical problem, the body has immunity, it can recover fast. Because some 4 years back, it was corona. We don't know what will be there in future. After 5 years, another 10 years. Yes. So self and the body are in harmony when there is a feeling of self-regulation in the self and health in the body. So this all some of we have discussed. Okay. So yes. So now actually yes. Yes, I will do it. Yes, this one. This one.
First one.
This one. अच्छा. Okay, ठीक. So now this is one exercise which we'll be doing. What all of us can tell is, let us try to make a list of desires. Can each one of us tell one desire?
Financial independence.
Financial independence means, can I put it like this? Money. What is it? Yes. Okay. So money. Yes. One.
Property and lands.
Yes.
Property and lands.
Yes, that is there. Okay. Power. Yes. Power.
Health.
Yes, very nice. Health. We can even access a simple desires. You can say, I want to purchase a car. One desire is there. Yes, no? Yes.
Identity.
Car, then
Electronic gadgets. Electronic gadgets.
gadgets. Okay, means I will say,
Watches.
means let me put it like this, all instruments. Okay, so that will come all. Yes. Yes, very nice. Harmony in the society. Harmony in my family. Yes. But anyway, my family is a part of the society. So there is harmony in the society means there is harmony in the family. Yes. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. Yes. Yes. So some desires. Okay. So in one of the workshops, one Didi said, "I want to have an aeroplane." The question is, how many seater and who will be there in the aeroplane, right? So these are some desires. We are basically trying to one exercise which we can do is how many of them are related to the need of the self and need of the body, and second which we'll try to see is what is their source, preconditioning, sensation or natural acceptance. Let us first of all start from here where this is a need of the self or need of the body. What is the need of the self? To be happy, right? Need of the self is to be happy, to be in harmony, and need of the body is some physical facility. First one, peace of mind. Need of the self or need of the body? Self. Need of the self. When I come for this money,
body,
yes, we'll have to ask purpose here. For yes, whether I want money to purchase the physical facilities, for example, grocery, this mobile, etc. Then secondly, I may think that I need the money for merrymaking. That is generally you can say. For example, I want to enjoy the life. I want to go on trip. I want to go for movies. I want to watch some cricket match, and so and so. I want to, you can say, go for a trip, etc. So if the purpose is the physical facility, this is required for the body. Why I want to go for merrymaking? That will make me happy. Means that is a need of the self. Power. Power will make me happy, right? I have got the power, I give orders to the people, they follow me, they respect me. So that makes me happy. Health. Body. Yes. Right? Next, car. Again, very nice. If my body is healthy, I will also feel good. Yes? Very nice observation. Yes?
Peace of mind. That already we have seen as self.
Which one?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind, yes?
It is nothing but synonym of mental health. Peace of mind.
Yes, we'll see that. We'll see that, yes. See here, sometimes it can be there, but we want to draw one major conclusion. Let us see that one, okay? Car. What is the purpose of the car? When I want to purchase a car, can anybody present here tell why they had purchased the car? First means, let me put, you can say three. One is that, yes, maybe you can say my home is away from the college. I have to change maybe say 2 buses. Instead of that, if I got my own car, I can reach the college earlier. I can save the energy of save energy and time. I can better utilize that. Or maybe you can say for maybe you can say my father is not well, every time I have to take him to hospital and I require this. Maybe you can say, so in that case means this is to save energy of the body. That can be one purpose. Second is that I had gone to my friend's home and then I sat in the car, so that soft seats, that beautiful sound system, or I was just standing and by my side one car went away, we can say beautiful black colored car, its design I like very much. So I am governed by the sensations, and I think I also need to have one such car. There and there only I decided, or can say maybe can say something like this. So I will say to feel happy. Right? That is one. Or it may be that in my society or in my college, in my department, everybody has a car, only I don't have the car. And I think I need to have a car to get the respect. Or somewhere you can say, I think that many times what I find, I go to a marriage, somebody gets down, I just went by auto or on foot, nobody cared for me, and then I was standing there, somebody came in a car, immediately the people ran toward the car and that person was greeted, he was given the respect. So somewhere I'm making an assumption that if you go for such functions by a car, you get the respect. So there is some such, you can say, assumption that I am making this. So with this now, what about this? I want to get the respect through the car. Need of the self or body? Self. I want to feel happy? Self. I want to save the energy of the body? Body. Instruments? Body. Harmony in the society, let us put both, no problem. Okay, because let us save some time. In which column number of ticks are more? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If needs of the self, if we can say, so these are all my desires, these are all my needs, right? I need peace of mind, I need money, need power, I need health, I need car, I need instruments, this is my desire to have the harmony in the society. If more desires or more needs are related to self, where I should spend more time in a day? Yes, and where I'm spending out of 24 hours, where I'm spending, in fact here, this is very less, many times what happens, this is almost 70% and this is 30%. Here at least it is, I think, 60-70, right? So this will be 7 plus 5, 12. I mean, this is 7 plus 5 by, or 7 by 12, and this is 5 by 12 percentage wise. So where I should spend more time in a day? To fulfill the needs of the self. But what is happening? I am spending more time to fulfill the needs of the body. I am spending whole day to earn the needs of the body, that is the physical facilities. I hardly have any time to fulfill the needs of the self. Are you able to see this? In fact, in introductory workshop, even you can say for the students, we can give this exercise and they can see this contradiction. Maybe you can say these needs are 70%, these needs are only 30%, but in a day I spend 70%, in fact 80% time here and 30% or less time to fulfill the needs of the self. The need of the self can be fulfilled by developing the right understanding and right feelings. In fact, that feelings in the relationship is a very important part. After this, in the next session, Didi will start with that, the feeling of the trust, that will give us a lot of clarity. And tomorrow morning, we'll see respect and other feelings in the trust. And many questions we are having about our family members, about our son, brother, spouse. We hope that we'll be able to get answers for many such questions when we try to explore the feelings. But anyway, for the time being, Okay, this you understood? Yes. So next. Now next I will directly show the slide. Yes. Yes. So this question was there that my imagination is yes. So we have seen some imagination is going on in me continuously. For example, even I am sitting here, many times I take a flight out of here. I go to my home, my college, my department, my neighbor, and sometimes even you can say Russia and like that. And again land back here. And after few minutes again I take the flight. So like this, so our imagination, it is going on continuously. If we see that, it is in fact, there are three activities. One is desire, second is thought, and expectation. Icha, vichar, asha. Desire is something which I want. For example, I want to have a car. That is my desire. I want to purchase one mobile. I want to publish a paper. So some such desire I am having. I may have a desire to purchase a car. That is my desire. What is the basic underlying desire behind this? That it will make me happy. That purchasing this car will make me happy. Behind every desire, you can just check, there is no desire which I want so that that desire will make me unhappy. Do you do anything to make you unhappy? That question of the choices was coming, that many times we have got many choices, or at least two choices are always there. Then how we make the selection? That choice which will make me more happy. Or suppose both of them are going to make me unhappy, then whichever which will make me less unhappy. For example, I go to a doctor and doctor tells now that you have to get admitted. Now my problem is my health is not good and doctor is telling me to get admitted. Then I think that out of these, which is good choice? I don't want both actually. I don't want to fall ill by my body is in disharmony. Also, I don't want to get admitted. But then in that case, I make the choice of getting admitted because I know that if I don't get admitted, this harmony in the body will increase and that will bring me more unhappiness. Yes, no? So this desire, basic desire is to be happy, and suppose I want to purchase a car and now this thought process starts in me. What type of car? What is the price range? What is the type of fuel? How to arrange for the finance to take the loan, or from should ask for from my friend's father for the money, where to park it. Suppose I don't know the driving, then to learn the driving, and so many such thoughts are running. And somewhere you can say, and I have some expectations. For example, bank will give me the loan, required model will be available, I will get the place to park and like this. So these expectations from the outside and this entire desire, thought and expectation is going on continuously in me every moment. Suppose I want to, we can say, publish a paper. If I want to publish a paper, Then what happens? Now these thoughts start, whether in which journal, which topic, whether I should do it alone or take help of my friend, which journal, how much time it will take, so on. And what is my expectation? That I will get the time to do that research, a good journal will accept, and when that paper is published, my management will, you can say, will appreciate that, and so on. So I have this expectation. So this desire, thought, and expectation is continuously running in me. I may not be aware of that. For example, this desire to get the promotion is always there. Only when one of my colleagues gets a promotion, I become aware of that. Desire to publish a paper, we being teachers, is there only when that WhatsApp message comes, somebody has published a paper, everybody is congratulating, and then I remember, yes, also I have to also publish a paper. So this desire, thought, and expectation is always there. But then what is the source for that? The source can be preconditioning, sensation, and natural acceptance. Or you can say this particular table is already there. So in fact, in introductory, or you can say when you are conducting this for the students, we can tell them to make a list of desires. First, of course, is that self and body, and this is second. So whatever is the list of the desires, and now find out what is the source of the desire, whether it is a preconditioning or sensation or the natural acceptance. And when you ask them for the desires, as almost it happens that money will be the first. My desire is to make lot of money. Then we can ask, then what is the purpose? If the purpose, because just by money we will not get the idea, we will write down purpose, why that desire is there. Money, I want to buy the physical facility to take care of the body, right? What it means, now what is the source? I have the natural acceptance to take care of my body. So money I need to take care of my body means this is related to natural acceptance. If I think that having by a lot of money, I will have status in the society, people will respect me, means that is some preconditioning. If I want money for merry making, that I want to enjoy the life, go for a trip, go for a movie, etc., means now in that case, that is the source is a sensation. Yes, no? Yes. Now suppose I want one more desire is that I want to become famous, name and fame. Not a celebrity, at least in my area, in my city, people should know me. Maybe you can say he is a good teacher, he is a good, you can say something like this. So what is the purpose? I will get attention from the others. This is some preconditioning. Food, good food, but then what is the purpose? If it is health of the body, why you want food? If it is a health of the body, or it can be for taste. If it is a health of the body, I have the natural acceptance for that. If I am eating the food for the taste, that is from the sensations. Of course, sometimes the food can be tasty and also nutritious. Okay, so in that case, tick mark will come. Similarly, just now I have seen car. One desire is to purchase a car, but then what is the purpose? I can check. If it is to save the energy of the body in the transportation, or it can be to get the respect in the society, or it can be to look good. To look good means I was just standing by the side of the road and a beautiful car passes by me. Its design, or I'm just sitting on the TV, one advertisement of the car is flash, a beautiful car, and they are telling so many things. Or in my college, some salesman comes with a nice brochure, he starts explaining, and somewhere I think that yes, this car is quite nice, so look good. So now to save the energy of the body, I have the natural acceptance for that. Respect in the society, that is some preconditioning to look good. If that is there, for example, I sit in my friend's car and that nice sound system is there, those soft seats are there, and now I'm governed by the sensations. I think I also need to purchase one such car, sensations, and then maybe I want to have the peace of the mind. This is for the self. I have the natural acceptance for that. So like this, what I can do, I can write down the desires, all my desires, and I can check what is the source for this. As far as this preconditioning and sensation part is there, they may be harmonious depending, or they may not be, but this will be definitely harmonious. This will be, you can say, these are the harmonious. If I just try to find out the percentage and if I draw this diagram, generally what happens, majority of my desires, they are governed by the preconditionings. Many desires are governed by the sensations, and very small percentage of my desires are governed by the natural acceptance. But as and now then where I have to work? I have to work on these desires, that is preconditioning and sensations. If you really see, there are actually only two, preconditioning and natural acceptance, because I will be happy by fulfilling my sensations. That is actually, that is also preconditioning. So this also is a part of the preconditioning, that I will be happy by fulfilling my sensations. That is also an assumption, that is also preconditioning. But for human beings, this sensation part, that oh sorry, this yes, it is yes. This part, majority of decisions, many decisions are by these sensations. So we have made, you can say that has been made a separate part. In fact, food, even normally, even at home, if somebody asks what is to be made for the breakfast, very simply say something tasty. So sensations, watching movies, going for the trips, then you can say looking at these YouTube videos, songs, using perfumes, different, all these marketing, if you see, all these marketing, whatever is going on, whether in the TV, newspapers, everywhere, what is now, it is based on these, they, we can say, they are working on these sensations somewhere on preconditionings. And what they tell, a simple paint, they don't tell that if your home requires paint after maybe 10-15 years, they will tell you. In fact, there is one actor that he moves from frame to frame. If your home looks good, people will respect you. Yes.
Whether we understand this classification or not, but many of the people who do business have well understood, because if we are looking for buying some food which is good for health, that is, which is of natural acceptance, that food rate will be very high. Take apples or some other dry fruits, all these things cost very high, which are not affordable. Anything, whatever you take, if it falls under natural acceptance, its price will be too high, which is not affordable. You take anything, take something that gives physical facility to your body, then it will be comfort to your body, it will be high. Anything, there is no exception, I could not mention anything. Which is good for your body and of less price is not cheap.
Yes.
Even jowar, which earlier used to be the food of poor people, now is the richest food, 80 rupees per kg.
Yes.
So I just wanted to explain what does reconditioning in terms of the context mean.
Preconditioning means something which I assume without verification. Somebody tells me that yes, this is good for you. I accept that one by any verification, and I simply go by that.
But you said attention from others.
Yes.
Reconditioning.
Yes.
So
So it is my assumption that I need attention, I need to have the name and fame, and that name and fame, celebrity status will make me happy. That is my some precut, something which I assume without any verification. I get so many input. I read the newspapers, I discuss with my friends, I see the TV, social media, and from there I get lot of input, for example, through the WhatsApp, and many of that I start assuming to be correct without any verification. Is it really good for me or not? And that is what you can say, you can say it is a part of the peer pressure, we can say. What exercise I can start doing is that I work on this part, that my desires which are based on, in fact, that by chance that is here, I can work on this, and the diagram will be something like this. If I can draw this diagram, that majority of my desires, they are governed by preconditioning, and as Didi was sharing, that I'm not verifying this. There is no verification here. Directly without verification, acceptance is there. This is by sensations, but and verify on the basis of the natural acceptance, is it really required? For example, there are, you can say, in the software, and they very proudly tell that I change the car model every 2 years. If I am going to purchase the car for this purpose, that to save the energy of my body, I have made, you can say, I have gone through this thought process, I have made the proper choice, whatever car which will fit in my budget, my roads, etc. And I know that this car I can use for 15 years. I need not change that car model for till it is working very good. But when I make the choice, because that new model has come, it is looking very good. If this is going to be my choice for purchasing a car, then after 3 years, that is an old model, some better new model is always going to be there. And I will think of now purchasing that one. And like this. Yes. So now as here, as we start working on this, the natural, we can say, natural acceptance, this part, as I start exploring these desires, those desires, for example, there can be something, for example, now as Didi was sharing, maybe you can say, my some uncle will come, for example, now I have joined this college, I am working here for years, and now my uncle comes and he says, I can say the room, our flat is very nice, but if I say this is rented, he starts shouting at me, since you have been working since 4 years, just the other, just in 2 years they had a flat, what you are doing, are you not getting the salary, etc., etc. And then now we can say, listening to that uncle, I decide that yes, I need to purchase a flat in this city. But then some such input comes, but then now I will try to verify it on the basis of the natural, can say, just without anything. Now if I'm just going to take a home, and maybe after 2 years I decide to shift from this city like this, but now overall what is my plan on the, do I really need it, to have the money, etc. If I just go through all that, and on the basis of the natural acceptance I decide yes. So now this part, This maybe you can say now, when I try to verify it may be here. For example, I said the food can be tasty as well as nutritious. Then I will start verifying, and slowly, in fact, if I find that some such desire is there, which is governed by this preconditioning sensation, not by the natural acceptance, I can simply drop that one. And slowly, as I start verifying, finally, when all my desires are governed by the natural acceptance, in fact, that is the right understanding, whole content of my imagination is governed by the natural acceptance. That is the state of harmony, continuous happiness.
Sir,
Yes.
you were speaking about the car, using it for 15 years. There is some problem with the policy of the government, which says once your car is used for 15 years, get it trashed and buy a new car. Otherwise, pay more taxes. There is a lapse there. Suppose I have used my car for 1 lakh kilometers and 15 years of time. 10 years is over. Still, my vehicle is non-polluting. Your car remains non-polluting until 2 lakh kilometers or 3 lakh kilometers, depending on the maintenance. Mostly it would be when it is non-polluting, charging more is actually creating a lot of waste, what you call industrial, or what you call recyclable waste we are creating actually. By,
Yes,
by
yes.
encouraging new vehicle,
Yes,
even though it is not
yes, yes.
polluting.
I got point, yeah. But all these we can say is the government policies, and you can say there are certain laws of the country which each one of us has to follow. And of course, these laws is not that somebody makes it. There is some committee. In fact, that committee may have the professors from different institutions, IITs, etc. And considering all these factors, they come to some conclusion. Maybe this may be a proper one. Somebody who is using the car very properly, maintaining his car may be good, but as a citizen, we'll try to follow the laws of the country. Yes, that is.
Maybe someone
Yes,
tell
yes.
someone
But now, yes, they must have done some, you can say, study that maybe out of 1,000 cars, 999 cars are having these problems. 10 cars are still in good condition, properly maintained by their owners. But there is certain limit, we can say, certain numbers they have finalized. Because when we starting, we can say similar question may come that many times students talk about this. They ask the UHV sir, you are talking about all these UHV, etc., etc. But then why you don't believe in us and you are keeping these passing marks? In Mumbai universities, 40%, and a student getting 39 fails. Why can't you give 1 mark, etc., etc., all seats? But then there is some system, and all of us will have to follow that one. Some, we can say, a group of experts, after sitting together, they have come to this number 45, that student has to get minimum 40% marks in Mumbai University, I don't know here, to pass in the exam. So that part means whatever is, you can say, our constitution, the laws, present norms, we'll need to follow them. Yes. 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 Any other question? So this is an exercise which all of us can do. In fact, when we are sharing this, and when we talk about in the beginning continuous happiness, the very first question that we can say assumption, that is it really possible to be happy in continuity? Is it really possible? Is it a reality? In fact, each one of us will start from here. We are presently here, and many such preconditioning and the decisions which are based on this preconditioning and sensations, many of them actually create some problem at some time, and they may bring some disharmony in us. But as we start working on the basis of the natural acceptance, and slowly, when my entire imagination is guided by the right understanding, I can reach this stage of continuous happiness. And as Didi was asking, if every human being is, maybe what population is 800 crore, if every human being reaches this state, but still every, we can say the person, in fact, every region, every state, there are many people who have reached this state of excellence, and what they are trying to help the others to reach this state. Still we can say will require food, still will be taking, eating the food, staying in some home, traveling by some vehicle, but all our decisions will be harmonious. They will be in the interest of ourselves as well as other human beings. Yes. So any question here? So this is a table which we can do. In fact, yes. What is time? Over? Yes. Okay. So now it is 3:25. We'll have the break up to 3:45. Okay.